The following is a highlight from one of our great episodes. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe.
I've interpreted at a prison one time and I loved it.
Oh
I
yeah?
Wow. A
yeah,
women
You
or
are
a
an
men's
adrenaline
prison?
junkie.
I love adrenaline.
A woman or a men's prison?
It was a male prison.
Wow.
Um, I was looking on my I have a chart on my end where I can see information about the client. And I saw, what was it? It was like meeting with lawyer or something, like court. So I don't remember the exact words, but I assumed it was like a meeting with a lawyer at a courthouse, maybe like a court assignment. And I walked into this building, and sometimes for like HIPAA or confidentiality, they don't give you too much information, or I don't get a ton of information on my end. Occasionally I will, but not always. And so I literally walk into this building, and it was like an airport, and suddenly I began, they were like, "Are you the interpreter? Come with us." And I went through this like metal detector, and I didn't even know, I was like, I didn't even know what was going on, honestly. And they're like, "Do you have any metals on you? Do you have any devices on you?" And I had my iPad, because I usually take notes on my iPad, and like, "You can't have that in here," and I got it taken away. And I literally went through this, like, how they like scan luggage or
Yeah.
luggage at the airport. I literally had to go through a human thing. And before I know it, like, huge,
You had
thick
to you had to lie
doors
down on the
open.
carousel, and
Yeah,
just
the conveyor belt.
Yeah, no, I on a human conveyor belt, literally.
Wow.
And I walk, and I and these huge doors open, and I'm like, and I see a bunch of men in like orange uniforms, and that's when it hit me, and I was like, "Holy crap, I'm in a prison. I'm
hold on, but
actually
you
in a
did
prison."
you must have known you were in a prison before that.
It didn't. I don't think it quite clicked until then. Like, to me, I thought it was like a
From the look outside the building?
surprisingly, it didn't really look.
As threatening as the people inside.
It was a it's not a federal prison. It was, what do you call them? One of those prisons where they
Like a state prison or minimum security?
yeah, it was pretty. I don't think it was maximum security. It was, where they house people essentially until their court or their hearing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like this. But I mean, surprisingly, on the outside, it doesn't scream prison, or if you were passing by. Um, I mean, yeah, nothing, really screamed prison.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I
That's
always have
crazy.
the Breaking Bad, not Breaking Bad, sorry, Prison Break. Yeah, that
Prison.
show, Prison Break. I have that
Yeah.
that image in my mind.
Yeah. American
What?
television will do that to you.
So,
Yeah.
and how was the experience? Like, what about the interaction? The inmate was chained, or could you was
Yeah, I've worked with high profile inmates, but this individual in person wasn't there for drugs. So he wasn't shackled or anything. He was literally sitting right across from me, just in an orange uniform. He wasn't, he wasn't dangerous at all. I interpreted for an individual in what do you call it, in segregation, who was in there for, murder, and they obviously didn't let me anywhere near him. It had to be on Zoom. But yeah, no, this individual was not a high profile, murder or anything like that. But I remember all my work with inmates prior to that experience had been on Zoom. And I remember, they knew a Spanish interpreter was coming, and as soon as they saw me on video, one of the inmates just started cracking up. And it's happened before, they like he just like busted out laughing, and he was like I can't believe this is my Spanish interpreter. Are you kidding me? I was like, like a young 22-year-old, sitting there.
They were like judging a book by its cover. Is it?
They're like, really? Like, and I've actually had a patient who, like, as soon as they saw me, they just started laughing, and they're like, Spanish interpreter. Like, really? Like, Spanish interpreter? Um, yeah, I've had doctors think there was a mistake, and they're like, "Are you here, like, for Arabic?" And I'm like, "Nope, Spanish." And they're like, "Wait, wait, wait, we messed up. We asked for a Spanish interpreter." That happens occasionally. Yeah,
Oh man. And you're in Missouri, right? You said?
yeah.
So there's work in Missouri. Could you work like every day of the year if you wanted to? Like, is there that much work, or is it how much work is there in Missouri in interpretation?
Yeah, so, well, technically I could work every day, but, I've made the decision that, I don't work on the weekends. That's just a personal, boundary I've sent,
It's a good one.
or that
yeah,
I've set, I
me-
think.
our own mental health,
Yes.
Exactly.
mental
I
health?
think, quality, over quantity. I need time to recharge and fill up my own to recharge, I guess, to in order to do a good job, especially with mental health clients. Um,